How did Muhammad die?
He died in an ailment in his wife's arms.
What was the ailment?
I don't know if there's a name for the ailment.
He said it in the Quran. He exclaimed, he screamed.
First of all, the Prophet's death isn't mentioned in the Quran.
It is.
In the Quran?
Yes.
Which verse exactly? He's Googling it. I have an idea of what you're referring to, but it's not in the Quran.
I'm just surprised you don't know where Muhammad died in the Quran.
Hey man, what can I say? I don't know everything, so could you please point out the imaginary verse of the Quran where the Prophet, peace be upon him, died?
I'm gonna end it here.
But I'm telling you right now, there's no such verse of the Quran that mentions the Prophet, peace be upon him's death. If you ever read the Quran, you would know the Quran doesn't mention the Prophet, peace be upon him's death. In fact, the Quran was revealed to the Prophet, peace be upon him. For the Quran to mention his death as an event that already happened makes absolutely no sense. How about this? When you find the verse of the Prophet, peace be upon him, where he died in the Quran, feel free to come back.
How did Muhammad...
Okay. I believe some Christians still think that the Quran is something similar to the Bible. Because the Bible is authored or written after Jesus, right? So it is accounts of Jesus or about Jesus. So from the perspective of... So that's why the Gospel includes the crucifixion of Jesus, the death, the tomb, that is after Jesus, right? If any Christian want to claim that the gospel is indeed a revelation from God, so that would mean that Jesus is saying about his tomb, etc., etc., right? About his crucifixion, etc. But it's not that, right? It's quite clear that the gospel is written from the perspective of those witnessing something. The Quran is not that. The Hadith or the Sirah can be that, but the Quran is not. So it is bizarre because this is, I think, in close proximity, the second video where the Christian really confidently believe that the Quran contains something when it is not. You can find the discussion in the Hadith or in the Sirah, but it's definitely not in the Quran. So I think they confuse when they read certain hadiths. I think the previous video is like something is in Bukhari, but he says it is in the Quran. It's in the Quran. So they assume maybe that the Quran is like the Bible, which contains so many books. So meaning the Bukhari, Muslim, etc. is part of the Quran. Maybe they think that. So that's number one. It's not because I used to be ignorant about the Bible. Totally ignorant because I'm not exposed to it, etc. Now I'm still ignorant to the Bible, but more exposed. I understand. Oh, there's the Gospel, there's the New Testament, the Old Testament, etc. Right? I'm more, in the know of a little bit of details, and I know what it is in general, right? But I never claim or come across as I know everything about the Bible, etc. You do not know anything to Christian. I always ask question. I heard this, or I've read this bit. What do you think? Right? How do you explain? Right? It is always in that demeanor. I never come across as now I'm an expert of the Bible, etc. But I found that some Christian come across so confident about I know more about the Quran than you, including to me, meaning in the comment section, right? And they have so like this one, like this guy, so confident. Believe they know more than the Muslim, and they don't even know the difference between Hadith and the Quran. So I'm always puzzled at how they got such level of confidence when they are actually do not know much. And there's so many times already that I come across Christian that confidently, indicating that they know more about Islam and Quran more than me. I'm not claiming to be a scholar in the Quran or more that much knowledgeable, but there's obvious things meaning between me and him that he do not know, but he's still ignorantly confident that says I know more, you don't know, etc. Right? That is so bizarre. And there are many Christians when they claim something, because in our tradition and in our discipline, right, I always ask, even in communication within Muslim, right, some of my friends says, I think the Quran says that. I said, really? Can you pinpoint the verse? Because that's our discipline. Go back to the verse. Is it saying that, etc.? We do not claim stuff we do not know, right? But when Christian says, the Quran says that, I said, really, is there any verse that you can pinpoint? And they always come condescendingly says, it's your Quran, you should know, etc., etc. Meaning they cannot pinpoint. But the fact that I'm asking for them, justifying their thought that I do not know Quran, when I know for a fact that what they say is not from the Quran, it's from the Hadith. So I ask. I do not say, you blatantly ignorant guy, you do not know between. No, that's not how I engage with people. I ask. Please point out where it's in the Quran. But because my hope, at least they say, okay, I'm sorry, because some Christians is like this. Okay, my mistake, sorry. It's not in the Quran, it's the Hadith. Fine, I let it go. But there are some Christians that responded, I know it, I know more Quran than you. That's, I don't know what to say. Yeah, thank you for watching. See you next time.